Imperialdramon is back, making its way to the meta, possibly? Let's find out. There's two variants of the Imperialdramon running around. You have the green variant, which is a Wormmon variant, and the blue variant, which is a Vmon. I personally like the Vmon better just because I like Vmon better. Demi Vmons, this one just gives you more DP as opposed to the other Demi Vmons. When you have jamming, you get to draw one. Either or isn't better than the other one. I just like this one better to give yourself more DP. That way you're able to swing over mirror matches, because partition here is if you don't delete it by battle, but you delete it by anything else, they'll spit back the 2 level 4s, and now you got a problem. So that's the whole partition is. So swinging over stuff is much better, which is why I'm running the Demi Vmon. For the promo Vmons, this is the 117. And when you have a Tamer in play, you can Digivolve into a card with free, reduce it by 1. So now you get to Digivolve for 1 instead of 2, obviously. Then the inherit, when you attack, if you have 2 or more colors, you get to draw 1, and it's not once per turn. So you do unsuspend here, so you're able to draw more than once. I'm just quickly going to go over the rest that, you know, you're probably going to run anyway. The Vmon, this one revealed 3 cards. Add a Digimon with Paildramon or free, and or a Davis in its name. And then end of turn, you're able to DNA. Really, you're running it not just for the searching, but end of turn being able to DNA. Then the Wormmon does the same thing, but it's just its counterpart. You get a card with Ken in its name. Sometimes it sucks when you do play this one and you do reveal things. You'll reveal the Davis. That's only Davis. And you can't pick it up because it says with Ken in its name. That's the only downfall of this Wormmon that I would say. But ideally, like I said, you're just playing it for the end of turns, being able to DNA. And last but not least, just one Wormmon, the new one from BT16. You have to Digivolve for 1, so that's already one off of it. But really, it's nice from the Tamer, you're able to play it for free, and then you Digivolve from the trash, not from the hand. And Digivolve from the trash, and then if it's a free, you reduce it by 1. So then if you were to already have a Digimon here, let's say you play a Wormmon, or you have a Wormmon, Digivolve for 2, and now you can just drop the Wormmon for 3, and then if you have a XVmon or a Stingmon, whichever one you need from the trash, Digivolve for 1, leave it at 3, end of turn, you get to DNA, and then if you have the XVmon and Stingmon that give you memory, now you're putting your opponent at 1 memory. So Wormmon is good overall. I really do like the inherit when attacking, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, but the new Paildramon suspends all your opponent's Digimon anyway, so it doesn't come up as often, but it can. 4 of these XVmons, this one when you would DNA, you gain a memory, and then it gives you the inherit of jamming, and it's a 4 cost, so it's actually pretty good that you're able to play it. 2 XVmons of the EX1 just to keep that jamming going when you do DNA. What's nice though is that you still can swing, right? You'll Digivolve to the XVmon, swing with jamming. It's not going to die unless there's an option there, or they block. And then you go ahead and DNA, make a new Digimon, you're able to attack again. So still pretty cool. That's it for the XVmons. Then 4 of the Stingmons. Same thing as the XVmon. Exact same thing, except we get piercing as the inherit as opposed to jamming. 2 of the starter deck 9 Stingmon. This one when you would play this card from your hand. If you have a blue Digimon in play, reduce it by 1. So you could play it for 3. And then you can DNA. This one gives you the inherit. Or if you have a blue Digimon in play, when you swing, you get to draw 1, and it is not once per turn. You can play around with the ratios if you want. Personally, I want to gain back memory because you have more champions than rookies, so you're going to have to be dropping champions a lot. And having that memory, like in that scenario I just gave you, now you're leaving your opponent at 1 as opposed to 3, and my camera is tweaking. But that is all for the level 4s, running 12. The new Paildramon from BT16. I absolutely love this card. So this card introduces a new mechanic of partition. So partition, I'll just read it off to you because, yeah, it'll be better. So partition, when this Digimon with each of the specified Digivolution cards will leave the battle area, other than by your effects or a battle, you may play each of the specified cards without the play cost. So, for example, if you got a Stingmon and a XVmon underneath, and then it gets, now mind you, if it gets deleted in battle, you're not going to get partition. You have to get deleted by, let's say someone plays a Mega Death, right? You have a mirror match, they play a Megadeth, they bounce the Paildramon, partition does take effect, you spit out both of these again, and now when it's your turn, if they leave you at 1, you DNA, you gain 2 memory, you go to 3. So this is why I like these, playing these as opposed to you know, the more of the, I'm sorry, not this one, but the other one. You get what I'm saying. So that's what partition is. So when you do Digivolve, suspend all of your opponent's Digimon with as many or fewer Digivolution cards, which is more of a chance you're going to suspend everything on the field. Then if you DNA Digivolve, none of their Digimon can unsuspend until the end of their turn. That's actually really good because it does cripple a lot of decks that way. It does cripple your opponent because now you just DNA, you suspended it, and you could swing and leave it suspended. They can't swing over it because they can't unsuspend. Unless there's a Magnamon and they kind of play Blinding Ray and trigger their one Digivolving, now they have protection, now they get to unsuspend and swing over your Paildramon. But that'd be the only way. When attacking once per turn, suspend one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. I don't know what else you would... I don't know why they put that. Suspend one of your unsuspended opponent's Digimon. Isn't that the only thing you can suspend anyway? If this effect didn't unsuspend this Digimon. So I like it because now when you do DNA or Digivolve, just Digivolve. So that triggers just when Digivolving, suspend all your opponent's Digimon so long as they meet the criteria. Then you swing. Everything's already suspended prior from the one Digivolving. You unsuspend and now you're able to swing again. So really fantastic card right there. 3 of the starter deck 9 Paildramons. I still love this card a lot. It just doesn't have an inherit. But you DNA, you bounce a Digimon with 6,000 DP or less to the bottom of the deck. It can be really good. You can just bounce. This is good, more good for armor, for like Rapidmons, right? Just, well, not even, they're 7,000 DP. But Floodgates, or anything that's 6,000. Okay, maybe not Rapids. But it's good. It would be good to bounce armors because then you're bouncing to the bottom of the deck. Armor purge doesn't occur. Then when attacking once per turn, you unsuspend this Digimon. So you just swing, unsuspend, swing. Kind of the whole gimmick there. I am trying out this one Dino Beamon now. I was playing the other Paildramon that when you DNA strip more sources, but the new Tamer already does that, which is good against armor. So in that sense, that's good against armor decks because if you're going to swing over it, and if they have armor purge, and they have no sources, then it just gets deleted. But this Dino Beamon, when you DNA, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then this Digimon gets 3,000 EP for the turn, so you would jump to 11. Then this Digimon may attack an opponent's Digimon. So it's a pseudo blitz. So this is good because you could swing over Paildramon if you're doing a mirror match. Because when you DNA, you get the DP buff. And even if you pass turn, you can swing and swing over it. You just got to be careful with... they don't have a Paildramon to blast into. 2 dragon modes. This card is nuts. So when you do Digivolve, 3. It costs 3 to Digivolve from Paildramon and Dino Beamon, not the 4. When you do Digivolve, one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers can't unsuspend, so you stun something until the end of their turn. Then, by suspending one of their Digimon or Tamers, unsuspend this Digimon. What I like about this is that, let's say you're going to swing over a Digimon that's unsuspended, you Digivolve, you freeze one of their Tamers, and then you suspend the Digimon. This gets unsuspended, and then you can just swing over it. So that's a nice little combo. But really the good thing here is the all turns effect. When an effect plays or digivolves an opponent's Digimon, if you have a Tamer, this Digimon may digivolve into Paildramon fighter mode in the hand without paying the cost. It's absolutely nuts. Because, yeah. So, training boost, trigger this. Because training boost, you reduce it by 2 and you have to digivolve. So, you're digivolving by an effect. Anything that plays Digimon, so... I'm having a brain fart right now, but like if an option plays, purple, they use a lot of options and they play Digimon. If that plays a Digimon, if a Digimon plays a Digimon, so like Tyrant, he's using an effect to play a Digimon. Yep. To play a Digimon, then you can, boom, blast into your fighter mode and potentially even bounce to Tyrant Kabu. So overall good. I was running at a 3, but Honestly, this deck runs really well just with the level 5s just swinging all the time. And honestly, I'd rather have a fighter mode ace in my hand. This card is absolutely nuts. So you get to blast, and on play and when digivolving, return one of your opponent's Digimon with as many or fewer Digivolution cards as this Digimon to the bottom of the deck. End of attack once per turn, unsuspend this Digimon. Period. Then, if Paildramon Dragon Mode is in this Digimon sources, return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck. The reason why I run 3 of these is usually with your level 5s, I'll swing both times just to kind of bait them to attack it and get rid of it, because that's the only way to really get rid of it, because if not, partition takes over, like how I talked about, and spits to both level 4s. So they'll swing, and I'm going to blast because it's a level 5. And now, when you do Digivolve, you get to bounce that Digimon. Not even then, because this ace is 13,000 DP, that's pretty fucking good. And with the Demi Vmon, now he jumps to 14,000. So it's like, yeah, it's an ace, but he's 14,000. So that attack will delete that Digimon. You blast and you get to bounce another Digimon they have. So really good. And then just being able to swing twice, right? And then you do have the partition as an inhibitor from the Paildramon here. So you'd be able to spit out your sources again. And then one of the BT12 in Paildramon. I like this card. It doesn't come up as often as you would think, which is why I'm not running more than one. So this one, when Digivolving, suspend all of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards. Then return one of your suspended Digimon to the owner's hand. By returning one Dragon Mode from this Digimon's sources to its owner's hand, place all of your opponent's suspended Digimon at the bottom of the owner's deck instead. So think of it's like a Nidhogg, but you'd have to have the Imperialdramon Dragon underneath. Now, this could be bad if you're going against a mirror match and they have partition, or any DNA deck that has partition. You're going to trigger that partition because this is an effect. So be mindful of that. I play this more because it is a blocker and it gets 1,000 DP for every color it has, and then the Demi Vmon as well. So this will jump to 16,000 on your all turns, and it gets blocker and security attack +1. So I really like this against a Magnamon X matchup, because the Magna has to swing, and I'm like, yeah, go ahead, please try. Although Alarm Purge and then Digivolve and, you know, a whole nother Magnamon comes out, but you get what I'm trying to say. I just kind of shut my own thing down there. 3 of the new Davis and Ken. Everyone's running 4. I get it. And I tried it for a little bit. I just didn't like it because I saw this Tamer too much. I think with as long as you have 1, that's all you really need. So what this Tamer does, starting your main phase, you could play a Vmon or a Wormmon for free. And then at the end of your opponent's turn, before your turn starts again, that card gets bounced to your hand. So in other words, you can keep playing it out, and it's very good, because then it's very good more for the on-play ones, right? Which they're all on-play besides the promo Vmons. But you can just keep recycling, playing it out, and searching all your stuff. That's what makes this Tamer really fantastic. And then during your turn, when one of your Digimon digivolves into a blue or green Digimon by suspending this Tamer, gain 1 memory. If DNA digivolving 3 Digivolution cards under your opponent's Digimon, you trash 3. However, keep in mind you can't trigger that if you don't do the first part. So you have to suspend it first, and the only way it suspends is if you digivolve into a blue or a green Digimon, and then it checks, okay, you DNA'd, then this happens, and then you trash 3. So be mindful of that. There was some questions going around that if you could still trigger the trashing. You cannot. You have to meet the first requirement. 2 OG Davises from BT3. Honestly, I thought about running it more, but the searching is already really good in this deck that it doesn't really, it wouldn't be beneficial for you. Like I said, you could keep recycling the rookies to search anyway. But this Davis is a memory setter, so you always start at 3. Then you reveal 3 cards from your deck, and you get to get a blue and a green. And if they are, for example, let's say you reveal these 3 cards. They're all dual colored. Sorry, the glare. They're all dual colored. So you can get 2. You can be like, okay, I'm getting this one because it's blue, and I'm getting this one because it's green. So long as they're dual colored, you could pick up both Two of them, I should say. And then one of the BT8 Cannon Davis. I actually really like this card because it's crazy. If you have a Paildramon, you have a Davis and this one, you're at 3. Start of your main phase, you gain 1 memory if you have a blue Digimon in play, and you gain 1 memory if you have a green Digimon in play, so you'll be at 5. It's crazy. But the other thing that this one does is when your Digimon digivolves into a Digimon with 2 or more colors, you can unsuspend it. So one of the things I can think of is if you have a jamming XVmon and you can't DNA because you don't have any Stingmons and that happens and it's annoying, but you swing, then you digivolve to the Paildramon, you can tap this and it'll unsuspend it. And then you can swing, uses when attacking, and then you unsuspend again. So it's actually not bad at all. 2 Mega does because you still want to be able to remove stuff. Especially, let's say if there's an ace on the field, which there's, in this format, there's a lot of ace Digimon going around, right? You got Valkyrie, you got the new Vikemon, you got Shakomon. No, Shakomon's not ace. You have the Paildramon, you have the Quagamon with the Tyrant. So there's a lot of ace running around in BT16. So yes, 5 is costly, and yes, you're bouncing it back to the hand. But if you're at 3, even at 1, and then you bounce a Grand Quagamon, right, that's ace, you get 4 memory back. So you just basically played it for 1, right? Only downside is you have to have both colors to play it. On a very rare occasion, I can't play it because I'll either have just, let's say, a Vmon and a blue Davis. And I'm like, crap, I don't have green. So it doesn't happen as often, but it does happen. Then the security effect, it just triggers it. This one, you suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then return an opponent's suspended Digimon to the owner's hand. 2 of the Invincible Dragon Insect Fusion. I was skeptical on this card, but man, this card is good. This card is good. Yeah, you got to run this in this deck. Let me just read it first. So it's a 3 cost. Main effect, you may play 1 XVmon or Stingmon from your hand without paying the cost. Then 2 of your Digimon may DNA into a Digimon card in your hand until the end of your opponent's turn. The Digimon this effect DNA digivolved can't be deleted in battle and gains blocker. You know how awesome that is? Because if you're at 3, you have a whatever, I'm just gonna use, you have a Wormmon, you digivolve to XVmon, you're at 1, whatever. Play it for 3. It's the other XVmon, which I can't find right now. So let's say it's actually these 2. Because again, I love these. So digivolve into XVmon for 2. You were at, no, let's say you're at 3, digivolve for 2, you're at 1. Play Invisible Dragon Infusion. Go to 2. Then you get to play a XVmon or Stingmon. Here you're going to play a Stingmon. Then it lets you DNA. So even if you don't have the correct rookie to DNA at end, DNA, it's going to go underneath. Go to your Paildramon. You gain 2 memory there. And now he can't be deleted by battle. And he has blocker. Why is that good? Because you're just going to keep swinging. Leave it suspended. Can't be deleted by battle, so go ahead and swing over it. Doesn't matter. Another good thing of it is that if you're going, let's say, against a Magna X and it needs to check security, you can block it and you're not going to die because you can't be deleted by battle. And now for the security effect of the Invincible Dragon Insect Fusion. You may play 1 Vmon or Wormmon from your hand or trash without paying the cost, then add this card to the hand. So you it's helping you set yourself up for when it is your turn to do that. So it's actually a really good card. I would probably bump it up to 3, but I mean, 2's fine enough. Giga Death. Giga Death is nuts, especially in this format, especially with this Paildramon. If your opponent has a white board, then you're nid-hogging everything, right? Giga Death, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then place up to 10 of your opponent's suspended Digimon at the bottom of the owner's deck in any order. So DNA Paildramon, suspend all your opponent's board, play Giga Death, other board goes away. It's right. I think this would be good against like a Jessmon or a D Brigade, kind of decks that are really, really wide board. But that 9 cost can be very Very bad. But again, like I said, we're running there's a lot of aces going on in BT16 that you could potentially play this for 4, 5. So I am going to do something different because of my videos. I was misplaying a lot, and that's just me trying to learn the game at the same time, showcasing the things. I'm going to play test on my own like I've been doing, since the start of the channel. I'm going to do deck profiles first. And then from those deck profiles, I'm going to give you guys some battle videos. And then that way you guys can see them in action. And then if you guys want to see the deck profiles, you can just be like, oh, let me go see the deck profile. So that's kind of my goal, just to reduce, the noob mistakes on the battles. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. And I'm working hard to get some videos out there. So I'll see you guys soon.